Hi, and welcome to another demo. We have previously installed and configured an ldap server. In this demo, we will be configuring an ldap client to use the ldap server for its account management and connect and so that we can log into the client with the user that is created in the ldap server. All right. Just the license, and we'll continue. All right, but just remember that in order for us to be able to log in with the user that we created on the ldap server, we have to have the password that we that the ldap server generated for us randomly, and we took a copy of it from the previous demo. All right. Before we can install and configure an ldap client, let's just explore using the command get entry password. This command gives us the possibility to see it will query and try to get the password from where we specify to get it from. And there's a special file in Linux that specifies where we can query certain information, among other things, etc password. So let's do that. Get entry password. We see that these are the just common users. This is the only normal users. The other ones are system users. So the only users that's available is in it's Ubuntu, and this information actually is received from the etc password file, from nowhere else, not from any other password database at all. So since we haven't installed and configured the ldap client, the command will only show us what's in the etc password file, not any other databases or password databases. All right. So the get entry password or get entry command in general gets its information of which database to query from a file called etc nswitch. All right. That's on all Linux machines. So let's see the content of the file, and let's cut it, and we see, yeah, from the password it says get it from files, usually etc password, and from systemd. Systemd also can contain some information about the user password and so on, but we're not going to be using systemd for this demo. All right, so this file mostly contains entries that points to the standard Linux files as the source for a query. All right. Now let's install the necessary packages, the packages we need for this machine to function as an ldap client. During the process, we will be prompted for the password of the ldap server. So we have to have the IP address. In this demo, our server is on the in this demo, our server is in the IP address 10.10.50.176, but while you are doing the lab or the weekly assignment, your IP address will vary, and you have to find your server IP address either through the lxc command lxc-ls, or while you're in the server itself try to find the IP address. But in our case, we know the IP address to the server, and it's 10.10.50.176 in this demo. All right. Now let's install the necessary packages. There we are. This package is the nswitch. For the nswitch file, this package is for configuring PAM, and this package is the normal ldap utilities that we've also installed on the server. All right. Yes. Now here's where we're going to put the server IP. I've already copied the IP address, so I'll just paste it, right? And continue with the configuration. And here we have to give our distinguished name for our domain, basically domain component Dave 3610, comma, and another domain component equals to com, which corresponds to dave3610.com. All right. Now we'll specify where, ldap should get, the ns, this is the library, where it should get, when it comes to ldap on this file, which information should the ldap client query for. And that is password, groups, password, group, and shadow. All right, continue. Yep. Now the necessary packages are installed. This, it will configure this machine as an ldap client. Let's explore again the content of the NSSwitch file and see how it was configured once we installed the packages that we needed. All right. We see that not only the files and systemd, now it says that also you can query ldap server for the password database, for the group information, and for the shadow as well. All right. So yeah, we see that it will use ldap not first, but it will use ldap as part of the process of querying for the password, groups, and shadow information. All right. Now let's configure the system PAM pluggable authentication module, which Linux uses in order to, for example, when we're logging in, we will tell it to use also ldap. It's already configured for us, but in this case, we'll also tell it to create home directories for the user once the first time they log in. Otherwise, the home directory for the user will not be created unless we have it. We have in another demo, we'll see how we can have a distributed file system such as NFS or Samba, which makes it for us the possibility to have a file server, and then the user doesn't need to create their home directory on the local machine, but they will be able to mount that and use their home directory on a file server rather than creating it. But in this demo, we don't have a file server, so we need to create the home directory. And we don't need to do that manually. Usually it has been normal to do it, to configure those files manually. But in our case, Ubuntu provides an automatic way of doing this. So let's just say update PAM authentication, and it will ask us what to do. It's already chosen for us, Unix authentication, ldap authentication. And what we need to do is just tell it to create the home directory when the user logs in, right? Now let's explore the content of the files. And just let's print them out. All of the files under the that are common authentication, common session, and all of those. We see that it will first use the PAM Unix login, and it says also use PAM LDAP. Use this first, it says first, otherwise, the same thing when it comes to where is session, creating home directory. It's somewhere around here, account. It should, it will create the home directory once we log in for the first time as well. But PAM takes care of it, and we'll see that it uses LDAP. Yeah, here PAM make home directory. All right, for session. All right, let's continue. Yep, we see that it uses those modules. Finally, let's explore get entry password. Again, now we will see, since we configured this as a ldap client, it will get its information from the etc password, and it will get its information from the ldap server in addition. All right, let's do that. Get entry password. You see, now we have the user that we created on the server, even though we're on the client. So in etc password, we don't have this user, but since we configure it to be an ldap client, and ns switch, it says get it both from the files etc password and get it from ldap, it will go and get this information from the ldap server. This is centralized account management. Very good. Now we should be able to log in using our ldap user on this client. Let's switch to that user. Yes, let's log in. Yeah, it will ask us for the password. I've already copied the password from the server, so I'll use this, paste it. See, the home directory was created, and it says, yes, ldap1 on the machine, ldap client, not the server. Okay, who am I? Your ldap user. ID, it says your user ID is 10,000. It gets it from the server. Group ID is and your group is sysadmins. All right. Print working directory. I'm in home ldap. What files are in here? Just the normal files now that have been created for me. Yeah, wonderful. Now I can create my files here and so on. For example, make dir on the client as an ldap user. dir1, see, ls -1. All right, then I can log out. Finished. Wonderful. We are done with the demo. We have shown that we can configure an ldap client to use an ldap server as the centralized account management and communicate with each other through the ldap protocol. Yeah, and we're able to log in. Thanks. This concludes the demo. Bye-bye.